Hey, what's up guys? It's Sports Blitz here, and welcome back to another Mock Draft Monday. I'm going to be doing the first round for all 32 NFL teams. Really excited for it. It's been about a week since I've done just a mock draft for every team, so really excited to get into it. But before that, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Guys, I'm wanting to get to 1,500 subscribers by mid-January. I think that's very possible, so help me get that, and let's jump right into it. So, first overall pick, I'm going to be completely honest, I really do not see the Houston Texans going into next year with Davis Mills as the starter. I thought he had a solid rookie year, but I feel like he kind of regressed in a way instead of improving to year two. So I think they take a quarterback here, and my number one quarterback in this draft is Bryce Young. I think that'll be their quarterback of the future. Then here for the Chicago Bears, there's a few different directions they could go here. You know, there's Will Anderson, who's a stud. Jalen Carter, I think, is a generational D tackle. I love that kid. Quentin Johnston is, pretty dang solid receiver too, but I don't know that I'd take him second overall, second overall for any receivers, really high. But they do have some options here. Overall, I really like them taking Will Anderson. I think that's going to be a good replacement for Khalil Mack. So, yeah, I really like that. Then for the Seattle Seahawks here, I see them extending Geno and going with him next year. So I don't really see them taking a quarterback or anything. Looking at who's on the board, I really like them taking Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter is an absolute freak. Like I said, I think he's a generational talent on the D-line. And where the Seahawks have kind of struggled a little bit in run defense, I think that's going to help them quite a bit. Then for the Arizona Cardinals, this is a tricky team because I fully expect them to fire Cliff Kingsbury, and we don't know who the new coach is going to be yet, obviously, but we don't know how their relationship with Kyler Murray is going to be. Now, I'm not necessarily saying they would draft a quarterback, but I think it's something you kind of gotta at least consider right here. Kyler Murray, I feel like as of lately has really struggled with his coaches, and I don't know if that's an attitude thing on his part or if all the players are struggling with the coaches. I don't know. I'm not going to go quarterback here today. I am instead going to actually go with Kelee Ringo. Get a good corner there to pair up with Byron Murphy. I really like Byron Murphy, but I think Kelee Ringo could really, really help that pass defense. And really, against the Bucs in the fourth quarter and overtime yesterday, you could tell they really needed it. Here for the Colts at number 5, I'm going to go ahead and go with CJ Stroud. I mean, he's still on the board right here. They really need a quarterback. I don't see them taking a chance on another, borderline washed up vet. I think they'll go ahead and just draft a quarterback and, try to build back that offense. Then for the Atlanta Falcons, I think they go into next year with Desmond Ridder, give him a chance. And there's a few different directions they could go. They could go Quentin Johnston, have another offensive weapon. They really need more weapons. I mean, they've got Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Then they've obviously got their running backs. But they don't really have a very good wide receiver 2 or 3. So Quentin Johnston could definitely be a big improvement here. But they've had a really, really bad pass rush. So I think I'm actually going to have them take Myles Murphy right here. Then for the Detroit Lions, I really like their receiving core. They don't really need a receiver right here. I also see them going into next year with Jared Goff. I feel like Goff has been pretty solid for them. Overall, right here, I think who I like the most is actually Trenton Simpson. Have a really solid middle linebacker to, take charge of that defense. Because I don't really see that they have one right now, Their linebackers are pretty meh at best. I think Trenton Simpson would be a big improvement there. Then here for the Carolina Panthers. So Sam Darnold has been playing some really good football for them. He through 4 games he has an above 100 passer rating. And the Panthers are winning games with him. I think they'll extend him, and I think he'll be the starter next year, but I think they're going to take a quarterback that they can start developing, and when the time comes, they'll have their franchise quarterback. I think Anthony Richardson can be that guy. He's not ready right now. He's going to need a year, maybe even 2, to develop. But yeah, I'm going to go with Anthony Richardson. Another option right here is definitely Quentin Johnston. They could use some more receiver help. They could even go Brian Breesy from Clemson. But Anthony Richardson, he has too much raw talent to really pass up on right here. So I see them extending Sam Darnold, going into next year with him and starting him. And if he struggles, throw in Anthony Richardson. If not, well, Richardson can keep developing, and in 2024, there can be a quarterback competition there. So, going into number 9 for the Raiders, I'm kind of intrigued right here by Will Levis. I don't know what they're going to do with Derek Carr. Carr isn't going to be a type of quarterback that's going to really win them a ton of games. He's not going to be a guy that can take them to the Super Bowl, especially in, a pretty decent division and a really tough AFC in general. I'm really intrigued by this. I could see them actually getting rid of Derek Carr in the offseason. I'm going to go Will Levis. I know a lot of Raiders fans probably won't like that, but, you get Will Levis, he can throw to Devontae Adams. I see them extending Josh Jacobs, personally. Maybe have some free agent signings on the offensive line in the offseason as well. That offense could be really good next year. Then we have the Eagles here at 10. Man, looking at this, there's a couple directions I really, really want to go. I want to take Quentin Johnston, but I'm also really looking at Bijan Robinson. I know Miles Sanders has had a really, really good year, and I don't know if we'd want to take Bijan Robinson this high, but imagine that Eagles offense with Bijan Robinson and Miles Sanders in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. Like, that's nuts. That's really tempting, but I think I'm going to go ahead and actually go Quentin Johnston right here. That receiving core will be absolutely stacked. Honestly, too, if I was doing trades in this draft, that is definitely another spot that they could trade back. Then here for the Texans, I'm going to go ahead and have them take Paris Johnson. Protect their new quarterback as much as you possibly can, especially where Bryce Young is a little bit smaller of a quarterback. You want to give him as much protection as you absolutely can. I think he I think he plays well under pressure, but like, you know, with how small Bryce Young is, if he's getting hit by 300-pound dudes, you know, through the whole game, it's gonna put a lot of wear and tear on his body, you know. Then here for the Seattle Seahawks again, who did I have them take earlier? Jalen Carter. Okay. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. Brian Breese's really tempting as well. I mean, they've got solid linebackers, and I'm not incredibly high on Noah Sewell right now. Honestly, right now, it's gotta be between Brian Breese and Tyree Wilson. And Joey Porter. Because you could also go with a good corner to pair up with Tariq Woolen. And I do like Joey Porter. He's my number 2 corner in the draft. But man, imagine pairing up Brian Breese with Jalen Carter on that D-line. Nobody's going to be able to run on them. I don't know what Seahawks fans think of this, but I'm going to do it. If I was a Seahawks fan and I just got the 2 best D tackles in the draft, I would be ecstatic. Then we have the Tennessee Titans, and they definitely need some receiver help. I'm going to take Jordan Addison, and I'm not even going to hesitate. Then for the Patriots here, man, I don't know. Because they've got some good running backs. I don't see them taking Bijan Robinson. They've got a good pass rush. I mean, Matt Judon is a freaking stud. They've got some solid corners as well. I think it's a matter of, do you take Noah Sewell, or do you possibly reach on either Peter Skoronski or Jackson Smith and Jigba? I don't know that Jackson Smith and Jigba is really that big of a reach, though. I mean, he's a good player. You know what? They do need a lot of receiver help. I'm going to take Jackson Smith and Jigba here. Then we have the New York Jets, and they also really don't need a linebacker, running back, or edge, or a corner. How are their safeties right now? Brian Branch could be solid. You know what? I think I'm actually going to take Peter Skoronski right here. Because the thing is, Mekhi Becton is really... He's a good tackle. But he gets injured so much that he's not really a reliable option there anymore. So, best case scenario, you go into this season and you have a franchise tackle in Peter Skoronski, and Mekhi Becton stays healthy, and your offensive line overall is just really, really good. You know, worst case scenario, you know, Mekhi Becton is injured, and you still have Peter Skoronski who can fill in right there for him, and you can extend George Fant, you know. So, yeah, I really like that option. And Skoronski, really, I feel like even if Mekhi Becton was healthy and you still wanted George Fant, you could honestly put Skoronski at guard, and he'd play just as well. So, then for the Pittsburgh Steelers, looking at who's available right now, I think Joey Porter's probably the best option right here. I think number 1, they need either corner or an O-lineman. And obviously the top 2 offensive linemen are off the board. So I think we go Joey Porter, second best corner in the draft. Then we have the Green Bay Packers here, and they could use some linebacker help. I think I'm going to go ahead and just straight up take Noah Sewell. Then for the Detroit Lions again, I think right here it's definitely between Tyree Wilson and Cam Smith. This, I think, will depend on what they do in free agency, because I could definitely see them signing either an edge rusher or a corner in free agency, and I think they could take the other player here. I'm going to go Cam Smith. I think that secondary could really use the help. And the thing is, with how often corners get injured, you can never really have too many good corners, you know? For the Jacksonville Jaguars, they've already got Travis Etienne. We don't need Bijan Robinson here. I think we go Tyree Wilson. Help out that pass rush. Yeah, let's go Tyree Wilson. Okay, then for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we're going to go... You know, honestly, I'm going to go Bijan Robinson. They really, really, really need some running back help. Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White have both just not been all that great this year. And Robinson can do it all. He is a freaking stud. Then for Washington on the board, I think... Man... Washington's main need right here is quarterback. And obviously there's not really a quarterback here you take unless you reach on Hendon Hooker. Which, I mean, I like Hooker a lot. Like, a lot. But I don't think you take him in the first round. And if you do, you know, it's like the very, very back end, like 29 to 31 right there. Man, Washington fans, I want you to tell me in the comments who you guys are wanting to take. I really have no idea here, okay? So don't criticize me too much for this pick. I'm not claiming to be a draft expert. But I think just because I just totally forgot his name. The tight end. He just cannot stay healthy. I think Michael Mayer would be a really good pick. But again, Washington fans, let me know what you think of that in the comments section, because I really don't know. For the Giants, I think right here, honestly, I like Clark Phillips a little bit more than Christian Gonzalez, so I'm going to take Clark Phillips instead. I think they should definitely take a corner right there if a good one's available. So, yeah, we go Clark Phillips. Then for the Chargers, I think they also go corner, and I think they do take Christian Gonzalez. Then for the Ravens, Ravens are probably pretty upset right here because they also wanted a corner. Honestly, though, I like Eli Ricks. In fact, looking back at this, I would actually have Eli Ricks rated higher than Christian Gonzalez as well. So, yeah, I'm going to have them take Ricks right here. 25, the Broncos are on the board, and I'm going to go ahead and give them some edge help to replace Bradley Chubb. I'm going to go Isaiah Foskey right here. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys, and their offensive line is both getting old and their players can't stay healthy. I mean, Tyron Smith, I swear, is always injured. I think Broderick Jones would be a really, really good player to draft right here. Then for the Cincinnati Bengals, I think we go Gervon Dexter right here. Improve that interior D-line. Then for the Chiefs, I really like Brian Branch. I think this is a really good place to take him. You could really, really consider Jahmyr Gibbs as well. I think he's a stud. I think, spoiler alert, I'm actually going to have the Bills take him at 30. But right here, the Vikings, I'm going to go ahead and go... I think the Vikings go ahead and go with BJ Ojulari. So like I said, the Bills go ahead and go Jahmyr Gibbs. And last pick of the first round, the Eagles go with... I'm going to say Antonio Johnson right here. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this mock draft in the comment section below. Again, it's still early on in the mock draft process. There's still players I need to scout out a little bit. Again, I'm not claiming to be a draft expert or anything. You know, I'm not one of these, you know, guys claiming to know everything about the draft. It's just from what I've seen from the players, these are the players that I would draft. So let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. Again, smash that like button and subscribe. We're really aiming to hit 1,500 subscribers next, so help me out with that goal, and I'll see you next time. Later.